La fin du monde est-elle proche?
Apostolate Jesus 51, is the end of the world near? John 16. First Steps Catholics. English translation of Apostolate Jesus 51. Is the end of the world near? When we read the Gospel according to St. John, in chapter 16, and Matthew in chapter 24, we see that Jesus says, "Verily, I say to you, this generation will not pass that all has not happened," and he speaks of the return of Christ in his glory. So is the end of the world near? There is an answer from theologians who say, since Christ came, we have not waited for other prophets and we are therefore in the last of the last phases of the life of the world. So the last epoch, the last time, the end of the world is near. It is a speech, I would say, that gives us a nice leg in a way, since this word of Jesus was spoken 2000 years ago and the return of Christ is not there. In fact, when you look more closely, you realize that for Jesus, when he speaks of the end of the world, he hears four things in one, because he has only one look at everything. He is eternal God and everything seems to him to be one thing, namely, first, something which symbolizes the end of the world, namely the ruin of Jerusalem, and it will happen 40 years after his death, by the Romans, who will destroy the temple, etc. Well, the same way that it did not remain stone on stone of the temple, in the same way, for our body, for all that passes on earth, it does not remain stone on stone at the end. Second sense, which concerns us, and this is the one that we must look at. The end of the world is actually our own end of the world, our own death. I am 51 years old, in less than 40 years I will have seen it, and at the hour of death, it returns in its glory, accompanied by saints and angels, and we will see it with our eyes. So all the texts, which announce the return of Christ in his glory, apply first to our individual death. We are in 2016, exactly 100 years ago it was the Battle of Verdun. Not a single one of the warriors of Verdun is still alive, not one, and they were probably saying while talking in the trenches, "You're Jesus there," he announced the end of the world and it did not come. It must not be really developed. Well, yes. Now they know that the end of the world was imminent, even for those who survived the war. Second sense, the end of a generation. I just talked about it. The entire generation of War 14 is before Christ now, without exception. They, who were plastron nice, in Paris, in Berlin, with their top hat, all knew the return of Christ. So it's imminent for them. Likewise for us. We who listen to this video, in less than 80 for the youngest, we will have seen the return of Christ. Finally, there is the third meaning, the only one that interests us, because we are political beings and we love all that shines, the end of ends, the return of Christ, which will end the last generation that will be on earth. Well, that end, in 2016 I can say that it is not for now, because there is a whole series of prophecies announced by Jesus. As for example, the disappearance of the perpetual sacrifice, the church which is no longer visible, the reign of a last Antichrist over the whole world, the Jewish people who will see a number of signs come to light, such as the rebuilt Jerusalem temple, the Ark of the Covenant found. All these signs are not realized, and therefore does that mean that we can sleep on both ears? Of course not. The end of the world is near, since our death can happen to us when.
Est-ce que ça veut dire qu'on peut dormir sur ses deux oreilles? Bien sûr que non. La fin du monde est proche, puisque notre mort à nous peut arriver n'importe quand.